Clash Royale is free on your phone. It's a free game. I've had it for 8 years.
Okay. So all I need is room on storage and shit? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys need another fucking warrior head? Nice.
Yeah, buddy. Join the Clash Royale team.
I'll bring the Republican brass and the Canadian conservative likability.
Let's go. We got the Canadian flag as our clan thing. It's called Step Brothers.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
Let go. Wonder boy, what are you doing? Nothing around here to scratch your paws on. Sorry, man. I'll get you a scratch post or something.
Safe to say, Ukraine won't be calling anytime soon.
Why is that?
No, you don't get the joke?
No, why is that?
Nah. It's not funny.
What, because the China deal?
Because the China deal?
What?
Because the China deal?
No. So earlier this morning, I nicknamed Jade as China. I tripped up that too, but I nicknamed Jade as fucking Ukraine because, her and Zelensky always keep asking for more money.
That's pretty fucking funny. Huh?
So let's say I think that puts the nail in the coffin with her and I's friendship. And I'm pretty sure she's not gonna be asking for any more aid either.
Well, that's all she ever fucking does. Like, jeez.
Right? Like, I mean.
When was the last time she's like, hey, T-Roy, or hey, Terrence, how you doing? What's going on?
I think it was you picked up on it like 7 months, 8, 9 months ago or something, fucking shit like that. I don't know. But you're like, she always says, when she's mad at you, something,
Terrence, yeah. Why you keep calling me my government name for?
Well, I've never even heard my name, ever in years. Like my parents,
Yeah, really?
Like that, right? I've never called me first name. My dad used to call me Dominic.
You know. That's good. But yeah, for a long time. You're not the person that gets to call me Terrence, bro. See, that's what she keeps claiming it's for, too. We need it for this reason. We need it for this reason. Yeah. That bad at managing her own needs. Yeah, that sense.
That tells you right there what having a wife like her would do. Alright? You're not even married to the bitch, and she's a whole financial situation.
I've never made her my girlfriend. Never did that way. I'm so glad
good mom.
I'd be buying diapers. I'd be buying everything under the fucking sun.
Yeah. They're not even your kids, man. You didn't get to see them grow up. Like, you know.
She would not have gotten rid of that last fucking pregnancy had things gone the way you wanted them to when you wanted them to, right? You know why? Because she would have had you funding another man's fucking baby.
It's different lifestyles entirely. You guys got, you know, different beliefs and values. You know.
She would have totally believed that's okay too.
You know, we get the fucking young love. You know, you guys grew up and you were like this chick. So yeah, it's all right.
Like I said, I get the attachment when you're that kind of
Well, to be fair, I've lived that's
yeah, like that makes sense and all, but different paths. You got to see.
You're a passionate dude, and unfortunately, you're just going to you need to somewhere to put your passion. She's not one of those things.
I appreciate that actually, right? Like I gotta learn where to steer my passion.
Hello.
Sorry, buddy.
And here are your chips.
Well, because that was the problem, was you were just too passionate about the wrong things with her. You know what I mean? You were just not seeing the things that you needed to be passionate. And honestly, in your way of thinking, it feels like a negative mindset. But you know what I mean? All it is at the end of the day is protecting your energy. And that's how you need to reframe your mind, is just because you're thinking negatively about somebody by seeing their flaws for what they are and how they are like treating you does not mean that you are being negative about it. It just necessarily means that you're protecting your energy.
However, I do want to apologize for 2 weeks now because in my mind I was like, you guys were through, you know, it's like, you know, going through like, hey, yeah, I contact these people, and then you guys were like, oh yeah, this and that. Well, I do want to apologize because I looked at both of you like a couple of assholes, but you know, I further looked at it and I was like, you know what, these two are just trying to, you know, say this for my betterment, and they're not trying to hurt me. So, you know, I apologize. Sorry.
I appreciate that. I'm glad you come to see that, because, like I said, it's not somewhere that I'm saying it from a place of wanting to hurt you or anything. It's just something I feel you need to hear in order to process it the way I think you need to. Because unfortunately, I do believe that you are kind of, in a lot of ways, with certain things at least, how you need to learn things the hard way with some things like this. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, I think that's just what it takes, is you feel like you have to try as much as you can with certain things because they will mean something to you, very much so if they end up well. And it'll be really good if it ends up the way you want it to. But unfortunately, sometimes it is not worth your effort, and it's just not going to work out that way. You're just giving the benefit of the doubt for the wrong reasons. You know what I mean?
I agree with you.
Thanks for saying that, Tira.
Thanks.
Glad to hear you thought about it more.
Less even that I appreciate it more, just that I'm proud of you more than anything. Good to see.
It's not even just her. It's both of you. I thought it's both of you. It's like, oh, what a bunch of fucking assholes. And then I came to my senses, you know.
He said he's been saying it to you for a long fucking time, man. So I was like, well, fuck you, be. Yeah, I'm gonna be harsh with him when I need to be, because, like, if you've been saying it that long, I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna ease my way into that shit. But he's gotta wake up here.
Keep focusing, man.
Like, you are older than me, so if I'm, like, feeling like with certain things, like, I really need to get my shit together with that, I'm really gonna feel like, shit, I'm scared for you with certain things, you know what I mean? It's not like that I'm even wanting to harm you with anything that I say. It's just that I'm getting scared for you type of shit, you know what I mean? I understand it, and it is gonna feel that way too, though. It's understandable.
How do you feel about it, though? Like, not like, you know, like what we said, though. Like, how do you feel about what we actually said? What did you take from it? Or like how you felt?
That's just what I've calculated with, like, you know, collective thought.
What's good? See
Yeah.
you on the flip side.
Yeah, it was like how I was saying, remember you were there the other day, he's like, well, let's move in. You know, she's good. I was like, no, she's not a legal renter and all that. And then he was saying, oh, well, now she is.
All right, good choice. Now this particular car, I picked
Yeah,
it
he was
because I
saying that
know
at
it's
the bar.
coming in on our asshole uncle's
Oh.
boat. That's right. He's got another shipment inbound.
Oh, yeah.
Dude can't help himself.
Oh,
We'll use the same MO as last time.
yeah, I guess so.
Why change a shit-hot formula, right?
No, yeah,
And
you're
get
right.
this
I
car
confused
was
you for
actually
Jacob
used
because I was like,
in that
who's
big
the other
movie,
guy there?
Die Already
Usually,
4. Yusuf's gonna freak when he finds out. This one's unique, bro.
I
A
was
piece
just like,
of
someone
history.
was there. It's got to be T-Roy. He's always there with us.
What happened? What?
Yeah, what are you talking about? That doesn't make sense to me.
Oh, because he wants us to move in, right? With fucking him and his fucking mom. And live under the basement of some house, and then, like, his mom's gonna move out or some shit,
Oh.
so it'll just be us guys or some shit. We'll be paying rent. I'm like, well, she's not illegal,
Heard from
whatever. You
Yusuf.
know, you're not gonna
He's,
get experience for that. He's
excited
like, yeah,
about the next car.
she is now a legal landlord.
Hey,
I'm
laters.
like, well, it would have been nice a couple years ago, but you know, fucking me and Michaela aren't gonna bring all of our shit in the
You need
fucking
something?
basement and fucking Uncle Tom's again.
Because
Share it
people
with
do.
fucking you and Kyle.
These guys
You all good?
It'd be a good idea for fucking you, maybe, to get some experience. Live
All
with Kyle in the basement on your own, basically,
Hey,
right?
Yeah.
And then you would have renter's experience, so when you're trying to get a place on your own in the future, you actually have some experience,
What's up?
because that's what they need, right? Have you rented a place before? No. Okay, well, why would I want you then? You need a previous landlord to be like, yeah, this guy's cool. You can trust him.
Unless you can get a really good credit cosigner. Is your dad's credit good enough for the both of you? If he's willing to
Does
cosign for you.
your dad have like really high credit?
If he's
Like,
willing
that's
to
the only way.
cosign for you, T-Rex, because mind you, if you understand what
You gotta talk about
cosigning
your
means,
credit,
if
too.
you cannot pay those bills, he is then legally
knows?
liable for them.
I understand what that means.
Yeah, so if he's not willing to do that for you, which I'm not saying like he's not good enough in his heart to do that, I'm saying my family is not the type to do that, so I understand why.
I'm not gonna get into that conversation.
Yeah,
Do you have good
really
credit?
Yeah,
Got any credit? You know?
he doesn't. That's why we were having our credit card conversations, right? Because you don't have an established credit yet, right?
No,
you.
Well, I asked
Not
you.
your father, you.
I have no credit.
Exactly. So that's why I recommended getting a starter credit card so you can get that started, because you also, even with a cosigner, it's still even hard for just you on your own, because it was hard for me and Luke with my credit started and no credit on his end for us with a cosigner to get a place.
They look a bunny.
Well, yeah, it's like credit card.
Well, like, you have to be able to even get one, so I couldn't, T-Roy. I couldn't get one. That's what I'm telling you. So, dude, neither was mine. My credit card was non-existent, and I couldn't get one with Uncle Tom there at BMO. They're like, no, he's not acceptable because he has no experience and no credit for anything. That's the same fucking situation that you're gonna be in. Yeah, I was in your pants, but that happened to me like what, a year and a half ago.
And
This
mind
is like a
you,
year and a
with
half
a
ago.
job and paycheck that he is working,
With a job and a paycheck and all that
it's
shit,
not like
man.
the government can just revoke the money he's paying.
Like, that's why I've been
working for
telling
that
you
money.
this shit. Like, it's gonna be fucking hard for you, boss. You need some experience somewhere. So, like, now that we're actually talking about it and thinking about that, that would be a fucking good idea, maybe, for you to fucking rent from Kyle's mom, because, like you said, she's legal landlord. And then you can have your own experience living on your own house, right?
But like I say to Luke,
Family's right there across the street.
Like, we can't talk about this right now, kind of thing, because unfortunately, you do at some point have to talk about it, T, right? Because you gotta understand what you can talk about, and what you do and don't understand about these things for when you go to do them. Because when you want to ask these questions, are you going to feel comfortable asking some random banker lady, or are you going to feel embarrassed? Would you rather have me and Luke tell you, or some random stranger who's like, what the fuck is this 25-year-old doing in my bank asking me this shit? You know what I mean? Like
26.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, but like when I'm coming in knowing what I'm doing and they're seeing that, and then you're like, hey, I don't know yet. It's not that it necessarily makes you look bad to us. It's that when you're going in there by yourself, you just aren't going to feel confident in yourself with the reaction some of these people are going to be having, because unfortunately these people just don't have the patience for that. You know what I mean? And they're not really always the most receptible to that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they're
you know?
definitely not to me, man.
They just aren't getting paid to be nice about that shit. Some people you might get lucky with. I've had some.
I was lucky Uncle Tom was
unfortunately,
there.
yeah. Unfortunately, most of the time I'm lucky to have my nanny and papa by my side when I was really young with it, because I was starting early on with a lot of that shit. You know what I mean? Because I was 16 claiming independence from my mom.
Like I said, we didn't learn any of this shit on our own. Like Uncle Tom coached me through all this shit. And Kayla helps me out.
I thankfully had a teacher in my class when I was in
We're trying to help you out like that, like they did us.
She mentioned credit cards. She was like, I'm not letting you guys leaving my math class with the grades you have in math and not teaching you at least that credit is something you have to understand when you are getting into numbers later on in your life. Those are the main numbers.
So I don't think they taught any of that in Clark Road, right?
She's like, you're going to be thinking about rent numbers, and you're going to be thinking about your fucking credit. And unfortunately, that is something none of you understand that you have to do at some point in your life. It's not optional. And, like, there was maybe one or two in a university level, or sorry, college for my math course. All my other were university level, but those were the same students from my university level courses. 2 fucking people understood what credit were. Well, one understood what it was, one had heard of it, and then I had heard of it, really, but I wasn't going to raise my hand saying I knew what it was, you know what I mean? And, like, that's how it looks, realistically. So it's not like you are any different from anybody else growing up right now, too, right? I'm not saying it makes, like, you singled out. You are very much not at all a minority here. You have very, very specific circumstances, in fact, that make you, in fact, honestly, more understandable than anybody else I've seen have that kind of mindset about it. However, it just makes it where, fortunately, you do have people like us where we're telling you, hey, you're going to have to understand this now. And that's giving you a chance to get your shit together when you can before it fucks you. You know what I mean? I'm seeing a lot of people my age who are younger than you, again, who are getting fucked already from this shit. So I really don't want to see you come around and bite you in the ass, especially with the way the fucking government and political system is going right now, economy, all that shit. Our country is not in a good place right now. You know what I mean? It hasn't been for a while. And so, unfortunately, when you're living off of government money, you have to understand that there are some things that you're going to have to take into your control a little bit, even if you can't do that. You know? If you can't get that under your control, then try to get other things you can under your control, you know? Get something, at least your renter's experience, under your control, because they will help you with rent money. So that's easy for you to at least get the rent money. So why don't you at least get the experience under your belt, you know? If that's something you can do, I think that's something you should take into your hands and at least work at chips at, you know? And if that's something that's hard for you, then I think you should be able to come to terms with that and admit that and be like, hey, I need help. And that's okay. Because a lot of people do need fucking help with that, man. It's not easy. I understand that. And I will tell you that firsthand. It's fucking hard, alright? It's hard out here. Like, you've seen me lose my shit. It's because I had to do all that shit alone. That shit's fucking hard, okay? So if you are really struggling with that and that's hard for you to even talk about, that's okay. It's okay for you to want to avoid that, but you can't avoid it forever. And that's something you have to face now, because it's not going to do you any good later on. And that scares me for you, because when you're really avoiding about it and you're just like, hey, we can't deal with that right now, you know, that's not going to do you any good later on. Yeah, Luke's really bad for that. And that's why his mom was really glad that he had me. She said to me, you know, in the elevator there when we were moving in that day, I'm really glad, because he really procrastinates with some of that stuff. He really doesn't like doing some of that stuff. So I'm glad that he has you to, like, really push him with that. And I was like, I know, I'm kind of a bitch about it sometimes. I hate doing it, but, like, I'm doing it for the both of us, because I know it's going to do us good. Like, I know we need it. And he's good with the balance of, like, when I'm really, really bad with, like, too much on it, he's pulling me back a little bit. Hey, you need to relax a little bit, you know what I mean? Like, he's good with that, too. So it's okay to have that mindset. It's good for you. You need to understand where your limits are. You need to understand what's too much for you and when you need to relax on yourself. However, you can't let yourself baby yourself. I've gotten in that mindset. It didn't do me any good. That's why I fucked myself really bad. I would be in school. Literally, we wouldn't have struggled getting this. My credit would be through the fucking roof. I would have already had a perfect fucking place by myself here. I would have been established. Had things gone the way I already knew I shouldn't have, but I
It's over!
so we're just not gonna do that. Unfortunately, that fucking ass up me up the ass, alright? And I don't want to see that happen to you because thankfully you have had things that were in place where that didn't happen to you so easily, but it is that easy. It really is.
What do you think, UI? Yeah. What was? Did you get anything from that?
Yep.
What's that?
So yeah, like I said, we're not repeating the same approach. No way, too hot.
You need to give
You'll be expecting it. We need to be smart here.
Yeah, no.
We can go this way again, but it's still a bit too soon. Security's going to be tighter and overall could be tricky.
I
But hey,
don't know what
pay may also be better. It's your call. I'd say go for it if you have a solid heist crew behind you.
What to hold on to, because it was a lot at one time. I'm sorry. I don't mean any disrespect though.
Sneaking around just feels naughtier, doesn't it?
But I guess from all of that, what could I have taken away from that?
The Denservation. Anything we can do to keep him out of the driver's seat is probably a good thing, to be honest.
A bit more get to witness, I guess. I don't know.
Every team needs a Carl. Let's hope he can find guns better than he can shoot them, huh?
I'm also drunk, so I misinterpret things a lot. But, I don't know.
Alright, I've been streaming. I'm sure I picked it all
If
up.
you're sure, Ricky's still got a lot to learn, even after all this time. It's cheap, though.
Just run it back tomorrow.
Maybe a call from a lawyer